Hello friends, Cowboy Joe Boo here with the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Well, of course, the media won't let the Dez Bryant locker room incident die. But I gotta tell you, I really like what Marshall has to say about this. Rich Eisen, well, not so much. Let's go to the tape.
When Blaine Gabbert beat the Falcons last week, the 49ers joined the Browns and Colts, among others, to do something this season that the Cowboys have not. And that's win a single game with their backup quarterback. 6 losses in a row now since Tony Romo went down, something the Metroplex hasn't seen since 1989. Michael's second year in Dallas, and a year before Rich Dalrymple became the primary media relations man for America's team. Meaning, the Dez Bryant locker room meltdown this week? Just add it to the list.
Yes, you just did! Just drop it. All right? How about y'all fix this, Rich? How about you fix it, Rich? You talking to us, you talking to the wrong people. You talking to the wrong people. Well, I'll make sure I put it out there. Since y'all not going to say nothing. I'm going to make sure Doc on street and I'm going to post that on Twitter. Then I'm going to let them know why I do this. Why I do this. I'm gonna let it be known why I do it. They dirty. They dirty, all of them, and especially you.
Back to you, Rich. Yeah. That was Rich Dalrymple holding up the curtain. This way, Dez. Please. Please. Pretty please. All right, Irv. We start with the 88 Club.
Glad they think it's a big joke.
Right there, that was a great way of saying I've basically given Rich Dalrymple,
well, his hair is white for a reason, right?
Yes, it is, and I put that in the Hall of Fame speech. Yes, it is. But listen, let me tell you something, and let me distinguish a couple things here, because what we do, we lump Dez in with guys in situations that are law-breaking and situations like that when we're talking about, Dez Bryant and these guys and those. Dez may have emotion, he's very emotional. And that's one of his greatest assets on the football field. And when he's away from the football field in situations like that, it becomes a great liability. But he's not a guy out doing things, getting arrested and stuff like that. And we tend to lump all of that in with each other. Now, yeah, Dez, you want him to be more mature about situations like that. Guys, I don't know how many of you guys can handle people writing all the time something that you did not do. And he just got finished with handling when one of the guys in our league is down on the floor, hurt, and somebody starts saying, he's saying this and he's saying that. I mean, you get tired of it. You're human. You get tired of it.
I don't disagree with that. I mean, people say things, that's our business. They're going to attack us at different times. And if that's what it came down to, was him saying something about a fallen player that wasn't correct, I understand where that comes from. But I just believe in our business, you have to know things are going to come out and you have to handle it in a better manner, especially if you're considered a leader on a particular team. That you can't just show how volatile you are in a situation like that and let it go. I agree. Go tell your coach, go tell the media, have somebody make a statement on your behalf. But I just think that we have to understand the business that we work in and the fact that those things are going to be said about us, right, wrong, indifferent, and we can't allow that to affect us in those types of situations as a leader on the team.
It affects all of us. We just can't allow it. We can't allow the outburst. Right. But it affects all of us, and we all sit up here and we don't like it, and we just display how we don't like it a different way.
Mm-hmm. And we know now, being the age that we are, how that looks. But when you're in the mix, and we really, quarterbacks really don't get into that, Kurt. But as a position player, and it's funny when you don't control whether you get the ball or how you get the ball or if you get the ball. It's so different when you're in that locker room and you're going through things. And for Dez, there's nothing worse than having something written about you when you haven't done that, or said about you when you haven't done that. And it's tough to deal with as a player. It's tough to deal with as a player when everything, you're under a microscope. Dez is under a microscope on and off the field. And you're trying to do right in your life. And people write things about you that are not correct. and it makes it easy for people to run with it. And back in the day, you had to pick up a newspaper to read it or catch it on a news station. Now it's in your hand.
Right now.
Social media in your face all the time. And
Preach, man,
and when you
preach.
get back to the
You
Ricardo
hit the
Rocket
nail on the
thing,
head.
I don't know if I could have handled it any different. I would have been as explosive about the situation because
but I wish he would have. I wish
that's
he
a
would have
very,
calmed down
very
in that
insensitive.
situation.
Yeah, but-
it was such a powerful moment,
but-
powerful situation. I wish he would have calmed down and delivered that. But now, guys, we gotta also say this. There's been a succession of this now. This goes back to some tape that was supposed to come out when he was doing his contract.
Yes.
You know, so it's not just here Dez goes with an outburst. This thing is affecting
There's
his
build-up.
financial well-being and all of this stuff.
Well-
and why is it continuing to happen? And those things don't come to fruition.
Here's in my opinion what this is all about, okay? Because it's difficult to CSI exactly what he was upset about because it really wasn't about somebody reporting about the Lockett situation.
Right.
He was going after a reporter who was saying he had gone off on another reporter and didn't put it in context in Twitter. So he comes back out. He went
That's
all
what
crazy.
I'm saying. It's just part of a whole bunch of stuff that's
here's the
going
deal,
on.
though. Here's the deal, though, is that after the Hardy on the sideline, when he did what he did and walked past a head coach who didn't go up to him at the moment in time, we now have an optic of a head coach standing there while his player goes off in a locker room of a team that's lost 6 in a row. And everybody who's on Cowboy Nation is wondering who's going to pull this team out of its morass while Tony is out. Who is going to do this today? And that's the question. Is it the coach? Is it a player that's injured? What is it?
They need a win real fast because that's a good deodorant on some of this stuff. But you said it, Marshall. You're under a microscope, okay? And here's the team that's probably the most frustrated team in the league for all these reasons, right? With the high expectations early and right now 6 in a row losses. And you have Dez, who's he's a hot-tempered guy once in a while. I've seen this in the locker room before. The only difference is there wasn't a camera in the locker room. All right,
in Detroit,
where
you mean they
was-
don't have
was
coverage like
mad
the
at
Dallas
Detroit.
Cowboys?
Players
No,
read
say
or
it
they
isn't
hear
so.
about what is written, and you need to be accurate because I don't think Dez feels what was written about him was accurate, and he was mad.
And we get a great shot to talk to guys that write about the things we did on the football field later on in Players Only, because those guys have a job to do, and they want to be first to get it out, and they write things, and so that'll be a great conversation.
Well, I mean, we could make it a player media thing, which it definitely is for Dez, and he does have every right to be upset if he has been wrong.
What do you mean, Rich? What do you mean if he has been wrong? We've been right here on the gas. You know he has been
Get
wrong.
him, Michael. Get
I'm
him.
talking about in this particular instance that made him go
But
off
it's
on the
not
guy
just
that he
the
went
one.
off on.
It's not just
I
the
understand
one.
that it's
just
a
a
lid on a
strong-
boiling pot, that he has every
okay.
right to be upset
A lid
about.
on the boiling
I'm
pot,
not saying that the
strong
media is a
boiling
perfect
pot.
entity. I'm talking about a team that's lost 6 in a row.
No,
and when it all comes down
that's what
to
we
it,
should be.
I don't know if fans care about media versus player. They care
do me a
about
favor?
win-loss.
Can you fix this, Rich?
I can fix it.
Fix this.
I got to go to break.
If he's been wrong, are you kidding me? Have you heard about the Dez Bryant tape they said that was 10 times worse than Ray Rice? We're still waiting for that. How about the sideline rant where they said he was out of control when he was cheering on the team? You guys are always saying Dez Bryant is the worst thing in the world. I'm surprised he hasn't gone off on you guys a lot sooner. It's a game day, and unfortunately, we need a win. That would cure a lot of our woes. Go Cowboys.